In this video, we are going over how to let go and surrender to the universe while still taking action. Because a lot of people think that surrender just means like, oh, I'm just gonna lay back and relax and everything's gonna come to me, but that's not the case. So we're gonna be going over how you can actually bring more relaxation and surrender into your life while taking the action necessary to still make it to your goals. Hi guys, my name is Dave and this is Heart Space if you're new here, where we are releasing videos every single day to help you live life more in your way. And to us, that means living life in a free way, a life from your heart, a life doing the things that you are passionate about, excited about. So if that sounds good to you, hit that bell icon, that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of the content that we've released. Now, like I said earlier in this video, most people think surrendering to the universe or letting go to the universe is just simply kind of doing nothing. The art of doing nothing, right? That you just kind of sit there and you allow the river to take you and you just kind of don't do anything and you just sit there and just allow it to happen. But what you have to understand about universal principles and universal laws is that this is a co-creative process. And right now, actually, you can write this in the comments, right? I am in a co-creative relationship with the universe. So write that down below in the comments. Again, that's going to help rewire your brain. It's going to help solidify these ideas in this video into your head. And it's also, and most importantly, like we're going to talk about in this video, it gets you to take action towards this and not just hear it and observe it. So it's giving you to take a certain action. So again, put that down in the comments. I should have had something come up again on the screen. And so you have to understand you are in a co-creative relationship, co-creative process with the universe. And that's the key, co-creative. It's not just you sit back and do nothing and the universe then creates everything in your life. That's not how it works. The universe will reflect back to you what you give it. But the most powerful way to give the universe something is through the energy of your action. Because your actions, in my eyes at least, give off the most energy out of anything else. You know, if we're looking at it from your thoughts, your words, and your actions, the action is the one that's giving off the most energy towards whatever it is you want to manifest. And so you could be thinking about what it is you want to manifest, doing your affirmations and listening all the feelings, and then speaking from that way. But the natural next step after that is to take the corresponding equivalent action to those first two steps, which is thinking the thoughts and speaking the words. Those will then line you up with inspired action. So this is more or less how the process will normally work. Actually, it'll work like this every time. These are laws. It's not just here, sometimes this, sometimes that. This will always happen. You will start thinking about certain things and bring yourself, remember, feeling certain things into that energy. You'll start speaking about these things because those thoughts lead to the words you speak. And then through that, you're going to have inspired action flow into you. So this is you being taken down the river, but then there's a rock. And then there's some inspired action you need to take in order to move beyond the rock. Now, this inspired action will not be forced. It'll come through you. It'll not be something where you have to force your way to do it. It'll be something that comes up almost effortlessly as if something else or someone else is giving it to you. That's the inspiration, the inspired action. It kind of comes out of nowhere because you've opened yourself up. You've surrendered. The surrender, the letting go, allows you to become a space to receive. But you then have to take the action that comes from that receiving, if that makes sense, right? So you let go and surrender and go, you know what? I'm going to let go of expectations. I'm going to allow myself to move and flow with life. However, I will then take the action based on the guidance that life, the universe, gives me. And so when you surrender, when you let go, when you open yourself up to letting go of control, and you allow the universe to come in and show you what the fastest way to your goals are, or to show you what your heart wants and the actions that are going to help you be more in your heart, to connect more to source, to be more of what you actually are. When you do that, it's then up to you to walk through the door the universe gives you. Because ultimately, life and the universe is always giving you doors, always opening doors for you to walk through. But if you come from this like, I'm just going to surrender and do nothing, those doors are closing as fast as they're being opened. So it's not about not taking action. It's about taking inspired action. It's about taking action from that place of letting go and surrendering and then allowing the universal inspiration to come in. And then from that inspiration, you take the action, because if it comes in, let's say you want to manifest a certain amount of money, you want more wealth in your life, and you've been thinking in the right ways, feeling in the right ways, and speaking in the right ways that align with acquiring more wealth. Well, the natural thing that's going to happen next is an opportunity, a person, a situation is going to come your way that you need to then take action on. But if you don't then put the final puzzle piece into that equation, if you don't complete the equation, you bring, full circle by taking that action, closing the loop by taking that action, then guess what? You'll just have a loop that looks like this, where you almost got to that part where the manifestation happens. But because you didn't do your part of the co-creative process, or fully do your part of the co-creative process, you didn't take the action, the thing won't come into your life. The manifestation won't come in. The whatever it is, the physical thing equivalent of your thoughts and words that you want to bring into your life isn't going to come in unless you take that corresponding action that needs to come in and is being guided. You are being guided through inspiration to take. You then need to take that final step and actually do the thing. There's an analogy I really like that I learned recently from a mentor of mine who said that most people, when they think of letting go and surrendering, think of it like you're a captain on a ship. People think it just means you're going to sit back and you're not going to do anything. You're just going to let the ship take you to wherever it goes. But if you have a certain destination in mind, you can't do that. No, it's not about just allowing yourself to float off to nowhere, because guess what? Life will float you somewhere. If you don't take control of your life, the parts you can control in the co-creative process, someone or something else will. And that's not what you want. That's how people get trapped into just going after the next shiny object to try and fulfill themselves. However, if you were the captain of a ship, you don't try and work against the current, the winds, and the waves. You work with them towards a specific destination. Another way my mentor put it is, you don't just float with the river. You choose your location on the river and then allow yourself to float, right? The universe will take care of the rest, but you go, okay, this is the path I want to go down. Okay, where can I position myself on the river? That's part of what I can control. I can control where I position myself and then allow myself to surrender and let go to what the universe is going to bring me from that place. But if you think it's just all about, like, I'm just going to surrender, I'm going to let go, I'm going to be on the ship and just allow it to go wherever, and you have a specific goal in mind, you have a specific destination you want to move towards, you have specific desires and ambitions, that's not going to work. You need to be the captain that is working with the wind, with the waves, with the weather, whatever it is, and working co-creatively with those natural elements, the natural laws, the universe, to get to that destination. To let go of expectations, absolutely, but to still steer the ship, to still allow yourself to go in the way that you want to go without resisting the universe. Because again, if you just go whatever, you're going to be taken wherever. But if you allow yourself to work with the waves, with everything else, with the winds, then you're going to end up in the place that you actually want to end up in. Whether that's you want more wealth, guess what? You're going to end up with more wealth. Whether that's you want to live in a different place, that's what's going to happen. Whether it's a certain relationship, whether it's a combination of many different things, if you are then the captain that's steering with the winds, the water, the ships, placing yourself where you want to go and working with instead of against, or just not doing anything at all, you're going to actually get there if you do that. All right, guys, so I hope that makes sense. Just remember that it's not about just surrendering and doing nothing and letting go and doing nothing. You are an extension of divinity. You are in a co-creative process with the universe, with God, whatever you want to call it. And so it's not about just going, oh, I'm going to do nothing. No, co-creative. Remember that word. Remember what you wrote down below. Look at it again if you want to, that you are in a co-creative relationship with the universe, not a one-sided, you don't do anything kind of thing, co-creative. And that's what's so key about manifesting, about attracting, about actually bringing into your life what you want and allowing it to come much more effortlessly and easily. Effortlessly does not mean you're not taking action. It just means you're not forcing. Forcing is what you want to avoid. Forcing is going against the inspiration that's coming in. Forcing is, trying to grind when obviously the current is taking you somewhere else and you're not working with it. That's forcing. That's not what you want. You want to co-create with the universe though, and you do that in perfect synchronicity, then amazing things are going to happen. All right, guys, so make sure you write that down below. Any questions as well down below, I would love to see that. Thank you as always for tuning in. As always, as well, I love you, and I will see you in the next video.